We are rolling. What is up, here with world? It is me, Alex Warmer, aka AB3 Jumped, and welcome to my very first review for anything ever. I've always wanted to do reviews of TVs. I mean, not actual TVs, but yeah, TV shows, movies, video games, TV episodes. Well, today I'm finally going to be able to do that, or finally actually having the gumption to do that. And today, I am finally going to start reviewing episodes for The Loud House. And this week, I'm reviewing episodes for the September wave, or bomb, as people like to call it. The September wave of episodes that released this month. Now, I thought long and hard about this, and I decided I'm going to do a single segment per video. I'm not going to do 2 segments per video, because in the event that there is an odd number of 11-minute episodes that release in a week, then that will kind of screw me up all over. So in case that ever happens again, then yeah, I'm going to do every single Loud House episode, every single 11-minute segment as its own video. Not two 11-minute segments, just one. And here I fittingly have Orange Hawaiian Punch. Very good. So the episode I'm going to be talking about today is future tense. Now, where do I begin with this episode? First, I should describe it. Actually, before I get into that, let me get into a little quick disclaimer. Now, these reviews aren't going to be like super in-depth or anything. They're just going to be me giving my general thoughts on the episode, what I loved about it, what I didn't like about it, whether or not I think the episode's good or bad, and some random fun facts along the way, and possible guest stars that show up in the episodes. Well, future tense. This episode is mainly about Lynn Sr. and Rita Loud. I almost mixed up their names for some reason because I'm kind of disoriented for some reason. But it stars them. This is the second episode that stars those two together at the same time since Sweet and Sour. I know there have been other episodes that have starred them individually, but I'm getting off topic, which is why I should not be doing for a review. But then again, this is also my very first time doing a review for anything ever, so please bear with me. And the episode is about this set of neighbors that move in next door, and they're all like super perfect, and all of them have these like gargantuan grins on their faces. All of them, and most of them have their eyes closed, and I think most, if not all of them, have their eyes closed, and they're just like this. Lynn and Rita, let's see. Lynn and Rita welcomed them to the family by going to their house and introducing themselves. And upon doing so, they see just how perfect that this family is. I forget the name of the actual family, but it's not quite that important. But yeah, so everything about their lifestyle is prim and perfect. Their house is like, the inside of their house is like a mansion of sorts, even though their house isn't actually a mansion. And all their kids are how to describe them? Well, they're all involved in like high-end stuff, like super academic stuff. Like, I forget exactly what they're involved in. One of them knows was learning like foreign languages. The youngest one, they have like 4 kids, I think, and the parents. It's actually a mixed family. They have mixed kids, which is nice. And basically, what these new neighbors' parents are trying to get their kids to do is for them to be more well-rounded. And that, by the way, the way they do it as an outline circle, that alone reminds me of the SpongeBob episode, Crabs in Love or something like that. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about this. We're talking about this. That's exactly what that reminds me of. Except this outline is in blue, whereas in the SpongeBob episode it was in black. What do you think about this? But yeah, that's SpongeBob's iteration. By the way, that becomes a gag throughout the episode, I guess. And as soon as Lynn and Rita see this family is, they're like, oh. And by the way, their reactions are just pretty damn priceless, honestly. And as soon as they see this family, they're like, "Oh no, we're failing our kids." That's literally what they say. Yeah. Referential humor aside, what they wind up doing for all the Loud children is getting them involved in like these activities that they they don't necessarily want to be a part in, and so they're basically like forcing their kids. Excuse me. And basically like forcing their kids to be involved in these activities to make them more well-rounded, and then Lynn and Rita start doing that well-rounded gag that I also kept mentioning earlier. And they're all pretty pissed about that, and the reactions are fun. Are funny too, and the activities they get involved in are pretty hilarious as well. And some of them, one or two of those activities might be allusions to things that have happened in the past, or like what Luna gets involved in. She like brushes up on her English. She already speaks with a British accent, but they mean like her literal English, and then she winds up talking in a British accent correctly and more proper, like she's freaking Queen Elizabeth or something like that. That's just one example. Hell, if I'm not gonna bother listing all the rest because we'd be here all damn day if we didn't. Oh, and Lily doesn't get involved in anything because she's a baby. So yeah. So yeah. During the episode, and they're getting them involved in even more activities because they see the family doing this other stuff, and they're like, Lynn and Rita are like, oh, we gotta get our kids to do this and this, that, and the other, and then by the end of the episode, all the kids are actually thoroughly invested in the activities that they were forced upon, and what happens next? Then by the end of the episode, Lynn and Rita realize it's like we screwed up, and like you guys don't have to be doing this right now. You can wait to worry about these important things. Like just have fun, be a kid while you still can, and that's basically the moral of the episode. They kind of already touched on this in an earlier episode, which I'm trying to remember off the top of my head which episode they did that with. I can't exactly remember, but by the end they also encourage the new family to have fun, and they wind up doing so, and encourage. Right, I should be saying convince. They convince the new family to have fun, which is something they rarely do for themselves, which is why they wind up a little bit too well rounded, and it's what wind up happening with the Loud children, but. Then Lynn and Rita learn the lesson of live your life while you can, live in the moment, and cherish your childhood as best as you possibly can. I know I did, and the new family, they were more than obliged to do that, and that's basically the end of the episode. I'll talk about a few references next. There's references to a bunch of stuff. Like I'm just going to talk about some very brief ones. And callbacks to earlier episodes. When Lana comes in after she goes to finishing school or whatever she went to, she has books stacked on top of her head, which are the same exact ones that Lola used in the episode Chore and Peace. One of my favorite episodes, by the way. And there's yet another musical reference by Luna. I'm not entirely too sure which song she references. I clearly missed it. I looked on the wiki and it still didn't really list the song name. But she referenced yet another song, but I'm not entirely too sure which one it was. What song she referenced. Post in the comments below if you happen to know. And like always, there's a few more Peanuts references in this episode. At one point, Lily closes her eyes, holding her blankie and having her thumb in her mouth, exactly like Linus. And after the kids come home after picking up the trash, they have the same exact dust effect that a pig pen has. I thought that was really cool. I didn't notice that at first. at first, yes, let me talk about what happened with this episode. I'll talk about the fun facts of that. Because, yeah, I watched this episode twice. You want to know why I watched it twice? It's because the episode got leaked earlier in the month, 2 weeks before it premiered. Because originally that September wave was supposed to air throughout September 4th and September to September 7th. And Nickelodeon changed that at the last second, and Amazon apparently wasn't aware of that. Amazon Video wasn't aware of that, so they published the episode, and they wound up leaking the episode because of it. And excuse me, I, and along with many other fans, actually watched the episode when it was leaked. 2 weeks before its what would be its final air date on September 18th. So yeah, I've never seen a TV episode become leaked before. Like, and in this instance, since there was no major spoilers in it, since it was an entire episode that was being leaked, I was all for it. I jumped on the bandwagon with that. I hurried up and took advantage of that before the episode got taken out, which eventually it did. Now, on the side note, with Smash Brothers, I wasn't a fan of leaks at all. I completely just ignored and just kind of despised all the leaks that were going on in Smash Brothers. But that's just an example of how I feel about leaks. If you're revealing something major without anything else, then that's a problem. If you're releasing the entirety of an episode or content or whatever, of a TV episode, then that's okay. That's fine. I'm more than willing to be a part of that. But even after that, it kind of depends on what I want to be spoiled for, you know what I'm saying? So then I watched it a second time during the bomb wave, whichever you want to call it. And I just want to say, sorry these reviews are a week late. I didn't watch them on the day they premiered because I actually don't have cable, and then I'm actually watching these episodes secondhand. So that's why these reviews are a week late. But yeah. Let's talk about who guest starred in this episode. This is interesting. Barry Williams and Maureen McCormick, excuse me, Greg Brady and Marsha Brady, respectively, guest starred in this episode as the couple of the new family. And that was really awesome. I did not notice that at first until I looked on the wiki and I was like, oh shit, people from the Brady Bunch were on this show. And they're like the third guest stars, I would say. The third, like, celebrity guest stars. Wayne Brady and Michael McDonald were the first guest stars, I guess, as Howard and Harold McBride, and then not too many. I can't think of any more celebrity guest stars between who played the McBrides and Barry Williams and Maureen McCormick. But yeah, it was awesome to see people from the Brady Bunch on this show. I was kind of. Excuse me. I was kind of hoped someone from the Brady Bunch would be on this show, and believe me, it was really awesome to see that. And God, I can't even talk. The actor who plays the little boy, I'm not sure where he's from. I didn't bother to look his name up, but there's a fourth guest star. You see, a fourth guest star who plays some of the children. And she apparently was involved in Sailor Moon, and even I recognized her voice. Although I'm gonna hate to have to admit this, but I never watched Sailor Moon. Kill me now, if you'd like. But yeah, I even though I never watched Sailor Moon, I still recognized her voice. I don't remember the actress's name, but yes, a person from Sailor Moon and people from the Brady Bunch guest starred in this episode, which was awesome. And I think that's it for this review. Stay tuned for tomorrow when I review, let's see, Yes Man. Stay tuned for that, and if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. And be sure to stay tuned for the rest of the September Wave Loud House episode reviews, and be sure to spread the word. And like I said, if you like it, let other people know about this video, and that's another reason I decided to do reviews, so I can hit the iron while it's hot, if you will. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I'm Alex Warmer, aka AP3 Jumped. That is it for me. I will see you soon. Goodbye.